Welcome, everyone. This is episode 45 of the Next Generation of Superstars. We are very fortunate to have Cara Bohner here with us, who is originally from Danville, Pennsylvania, and she is playing second base and right field at Towson University. So welcome to the show, Cara.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely, and we're excited to have you on here. How did you, growing up, find your love and passion for the game of softball?
Yeah, so I was always an active kid growing up. I played t-ball for the first time. That was kind of my first organized sports that my parents put me in. And since then, I went into Little League straight after that, did a little bit of that. And then a big thing for me was just, I think I was about 8 or 9, and we finished our Little League season, and I was like, we're done. Like, I want to keep playing. Like, the summer just started. Like, school's out, so I'm like, is there a way I can keep playing? So that's when I started travel ball. And after that, I tried other sports, but I always stuck with softball and continued just to work at it and kind of see what happened. And then found a really love for it and just realized I was going to want to play in college.
That's incredible. And, as you really progressed through your career, growing up and really starting to take the sport more seriously, how did you notice that support from close family and friends, even fans too, when you really started to progress?
Yeah, my friends and family have always really supported me. I have a great support system around me, which is awesome. My parents would drive me like 3 to 4 hours away just for practices during the week and stuff. And I was fortunate enough to have friends that totally understood. Sometimes they were a little like weirded out by it, like, it's a school night, you're gonna drive 4 hours away and not get home till late. But they were always there to support me, and kind of two of my closest friends were really there by my side through my recruiting process, and kind of helped me weigh some decisions that I had. So it's great just to be able to have those people that are behind you, and that they know they're going to help you make the right choice going forward. So yeah,
definitely, and that's so nice, like you said, to have that family support, friend support, and to be able to just rely on advice from people as you're able to really navigate which direction you want to go. And, kind of thinking back to just your career so far, has there been any memorable moments or awards that you've received, or anything that you kind of look back on and really appreciate that you've been able to achieve in the sport?
Sure. So after my freshman season, I reached my goal of making all-rookie team for our conference. So that was probably my most memorable moment of my freshman season. One of my coaches had me write out on a note card my goals for that season, because that's something that she did. So when I was in her office and she told me that, I was like totally bought into it. Had it in my car, had one in my locker in my locker room, and just when that was announced on Twitter, like, it was just such a great feeling to know that, like, I did reach that goal, and that I was able to push myself enough and, like, stay on track. And be able to kind of get the results that I was hoping for. So that's probably my most memorable moment of my college career so far.
I love it. Well, congrats on receiving that award. What would you
Thank
say
you.
to our audience right now just about the mindset of goal achievement, right? And be able to set a goal and go for it. You said you had it in your car and even in your locker room. What is your mindset when you want to hit a goal, especially in the sport of softball and everything that you've done so far?
Yeah, so I'm a very goal-driven, goal-oriented person. That comes from my dad. So, I mean, writing it down on paper was huge for me. I think it takes a lot of guts to kind of put that out there and, like, tell yourself, like, I can do this, I'm good enough. So I think that inner confidence comes first. Like, other people can believe in you, but it doesn't matter unless you believe in yourself. So I think being able to have that confidence coming through within, and then just, like, not steering away from where you want to go, kind of just staying on path, and no matter what comes up, what bumps are in the road, you just keep forging ahead, because it's not an easy process, especially when you make hard goals for yourself. So it's definitely, write it down on paper, have it there, have it where you'll see it every day, and just keep working towards it.
Absolutely. And it's really all about that persistence, and you're spot on in everything you said there. So going more into just, Towson University, what does a typical day look like for a student athlete like yourself at Towson?
Sure. I can do a little, like, day in the life from last year. off season, preseason, and then in season all look a little bit different. In the fall, since that's our off season, so we'll kind of head back. We'll have last year we did lifts in the morning, 3 days a week, and that was from 6 to 7. So if it starts at 6, that means be there at 5:30.
Sure.
So that's an early morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for us. And then after that, we would head back, have our classes kind of late morning, early afternoon, and then we'd head back to the field for like a 3-hour practice. And before that, we'd get like some speed work in, speed and conditioning in. So we'd be there from about, I'd say like 2 to 5, 2 to 6 sometimes. And then after that, you gotta get some study time in. So freshman year, we had study hall, mandatory study hall we had to do. But other than that, yeah, people just go home, get your dinner, get your studying in, and then repeat the next day. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty vicious cycle, but you know what you're working towards. So that kind of keeps you going. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's really about just finding what works for you and what doesn't, and be able to keep your routine adaptable, and especially as you say when you're traveling and in season and doing different stuff, practices and games. So there's definitely a lot to juggle because you're a student athlete, right? You have academics, your social life, everything else on your plate. I think a big thing and topic right now, Cara, as we know in the sports world, is fan engagement. And what does that look like for you, especially when you're, in person with fans or even online and social media? How do you go about interacting with your fans?
Yeah, so I mean, I like to think about it like I was in their shoes, right? When I was younger, I was the fan. So just being able to kind of put on, kind of be like this person for them to look up to just means a lot to me. Since I did that growing up, and I coach girls, so a lot of my fan base is my students. So just to be able to kind of give them that kind of insight that I was always looking for, like what's it like to be a collegiate student athlete. So I kind of just always am looking to give them little tidbits, like behind the scenes stuff. But we love our friends at Towson, especially the people in the area. They really bring the energy to the stadium. Every game's better when they're there. So it's super cool just to see the little girls come out and kind of watch, and just like talking to them after the game is just really cool. And I know it meant a lot to me when I was their age, so I'm so lucky that I get to do that for them.
Yeah, and it's great to be able to inspire them and show them, what's possible, because you're living proof of doing that. And I think that's really just incredible to be able to give that experience to the kids and especially the people that you're coaching right now. When you do have free time on your hands, Cara, what is the passions, hobbies, things that you like to do when you have some free time on your hands as a student athlete?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a very active person, so I like to get some extra workouts in. Working out is like my favorite hobby, I would say. I like trying different things like yoga, spin class, stuff like that. They have a lot of opportunities for us to do that on Towson's campus, which is so nice. But yeah, other than that, I just like spending time with my friends and family. I have a younger sister, so spending time with her, quality time with her, is always nice, and doing whatever she's up to, whatever she's into at the time. Kind of just hanging out with her is definitely what I love to do in my spare time.
I love it. And it's nice to be able to take time away from like your sport or school and different stuff, and be able to, like you said, you like working out, spend time with family and friends, and really be able to, kind of just distract your mind in different ways. And I think that's awesome to do that. And going into another hot topic right now is NIL era that we're all living in. What has NIL and how has NIL helped you and your personal brand, really be able to have full control and ownership, and how you want to represent your brand, both online and offline?
Sure. Yeah. When that first came out, when NIL kind of hit the stage, I think it was my senior year of high school, junior or senior year. So that was really cool to kind of learn. It is still new though, so I feel like I'm learning every step of the way, just like everyone else. But I think it is a really great opportunity for athletes. I think a lot of people don't realize that not everyone who plays a college sport gets a full ride. So there's definitely like that aspect of it, just kind of being able to now create some extra money for the athletes. It's just great because before, they weren't able to do that. So I think it's just a great way to kind of get to know your fan base as well, as which I love too. Like my big thing is not the money. It's like kind of like creating these relationships with different people and being able to reach out to different businesses, like Burst, and kind of just get to know like-minded people. And I'm really interested in working in the sports world once my career finishes. So just kind of reaching out to like-minded businesses who kind of keep the same mindset of me and the same values. It's super cool just to be able to work with them and kind of create something that is super cool for my fans or my students or, whoever's into it.
I love it. I love it. And you were spot on when you said it's that opportunity where you can go and network, right? You can go and connect with different like-minded,
Yeah.
brands and individuals and people that share, similar values with you, and really be able to grow your brand in that way that you choose. And I think that really allows for the creativity and flexibility for student athletes like yourself to pick and choose, who you want to work with, what brands you want to represent and kind of back and get behind, which
Yeah.
also sets you up for long-term success even after your playing days are over. Because everyone's going to have that moment when it is that last game or practice, and you want to be able to set up a strong foundation for success later on. And would you say, if you could think off the top of your head right now, are there any specific brands out there that you would love to partner up with your NIL?
That's such a great question. I mean, first, there's so many brands out there. First, I'll just say more broadly, like anything fitness, anything. I work with a couple supplement programs. I'm trying to better my nutrition as well and kind of just help people through that path because it is a huge part of being an athlete. And then anything like women's apparel. I'm always in athletic apparel. Don't dress up too much. So anything that's comfortable and stylish. But if I'd have to say, like, the number one brand I'd probably want to work with is I'm always in Lululemon. So maybe a Lululemon brand deal. That would be pretty sick.
That'd be awesome. So if Lululemon, if they're listening in our audience, make sure to get in touch with Cara Bohner after this podcast interview, and we'll make that happen. That's incredible. So what about more into your community right now? And if you go back a lot to Danville, how do you kind of want to make that impact, that positive impact to your community back home, kind of with just your platform and you being a student athlete right now? And do you have any plans on really giving back to your community?
Yeah, so I've been coaching girls for the past 2 to 3 years now. So I found a local gym here, an indoor facility where I'm able to give some lessons, which I've always wanted to give back to the game, especially just thinking about like some of my favorite coaches growing up and what they meant to me and what they were able to do for me. So I love doing that. As far as growing that, I'd love to be able to support a team, whether that means providing equipment or sponsoring a team. Once I'm able to, that would definitely be a goal of mine. And even being able to kind of help coach a team and see those girls kind of grow and excel through their years of travel ball, I think that would be super cool.
That's incredible, and I think that's a great vision to have and to be able to strive for, is to go as far as you can with your career and everything that you want to do and accomplish, and then be able to pass that on and give back, whether it's coaching or supporting a team in a different way, and really be able to help girls that are in your sport that look up to you as a role model. What about more of the excitement that you have right now? You're in the sports tech industry, working with us at Burst. What does your excitement look like for just the industry of sports technology and how it's just rapid, changing every single day? What does that excitement look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad I'm partnering with Burst and that they're trying to help college athletes with the NIL, because like I said, it's such a brand new thing that sometimes we don't really know which way to turn. So I'm super grateful for that partnership. And I think being able to have technology, have social media, kind of that online portion of it is huge. I think it makes your maybe your community a little bit bigger than it might not have been. So it might just not be girls here in Danville. I think it can, branch out from that, which I love. So I'm really trying to stay updated on my social media and kind of create a platform where I can give the girls that kind of behind the scenes. I feel like when I was growing up, I was always looking up like YouTube videos, like seeing the life of a college softball player. Like, is this really what I want to do? What's it all about? And I wouldn't be able to find a ton of stuff, especially on softball. So I think just being able to kind of give that small insight, show them what it's like to kind of get to where I'm at, and just kind of be a motivator for young softball players and just young athletes in general. I think it's great that we have the online avenue to kind of create those partnerships and just that community.
Absolutely, and we're grateful to have you, working with us, at Burst, and we'll kind of wrap up here with the last couple questions. But Cara, what does it kind of look like for you right now, maybe even the next few years? Just what do you really envision for your career overall?
Sure. So yeah, finishing my last few years of undergrad, I'm hoping, I'm never going to settle, so I'm always looking to push to reach that next goal. I don't want to be complacent each year. I want to be, itching for that next thing. So I'm definitely going to be staying on that grind, working towards some of the goals I have for the years coming up. So whether that be stats, batting average, stuff like that, or just team goals, I'm really excited for us coming up this season. And as far as after my softball career at Towson's over, I'll see what's ahead of me. I would love to be involved in athletics, whether that's collegiate or professional, and just be a part of that movement for more female roles in athletics. I look up to a lot of people who have even stepped into the MLB world as females. So Rachel Bolkovich is one of my role models. So just kind of being able to not stop when I'm done playing, kind of use my experience and hopefully be able to kind of step into some type of role that can create more room for female leaders.
Incredible. Love the mission. Love everything you're going for and striving for. And like you said, always chasing new goals and be able to conquer and dominate that. And that's just, it's inspirational to be able to see that. So keep striving for all your goals, and we're here to support you in any way we can. Wrapping up with this last question, Cara, we always do this at the end of our show. What would 3 pieces of advice that you would give to the next generation of kids and people that look up to you?
Sure. I would say set goals, work hard, and stay positive. And those might be easy for me to say, but I know what the grind's like. So no matter what your skill level is or where you're at in the game or in your sport that you play, you never know what you can achieve. So keep working at it. Like, I'm a prime example of that. I'm from a small town in PA with not a ton of resources when I was growing up. And I was still able to make it to the collegiate level. So definitely set your goals high, and then set your goals high and then reach higher. So definitely think about creating a mantra for yourself. I'm big on mantras, so having a great mindset is really going to help you achieve your goals. So a couple of mine are be legendary. I have that written on my glove, and that kind of taps me into a mindset on the field and kind of getting me back from like an error, or if I strike out, kind of taps me back into a better mindset. And move mountains is another one for me that kind of taps me back into this third gear where, I might be tired, I might be worn out from the week, but like I got to push through that last 30 minutes of practice. So mindset is super huge for me in my game, but just in life as well. So I just think anyone listening, young athletes out there, definitely look up mantras and try to create something that's very personal to you, and that'll kind of push you to be the greatest athlete you can be.
Awesome. And so just to recap everything you said, Cara, you said number 1, set goals. You said number 2, to always work hard, and 3, to stay positive, and encompassing all that, create your own mantras and be able to have that positive mindset to propel you forward and accomplishing everything that you want to achieve. Thank you so much, Cara Bohner, for being on our show. Please follow her all over social media. Stay tuned to her season at Towson University coming up, and make sure to stay tuned for her first digital trading card release with us and our partner Virtual Stacks. Thank you, Cara, for being on our show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.